Left-hand side.
Okay, we are live streaming.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to East Devon District Council's Cabinet meeting for the 30th of April 2025. I'll be chairing it, Councillor Paul Arnott, and welcome to anyone watching the meeting via live streaming. We'll now start by doing a roll call of committee members here present by our Democratic Services Officer Amanda Coombs.
Thank you, Chair. Starting with yourself, Councillor Arnott.
Present, and I've got no interest to declare. Are we doing that at the same time?
Oh yes, we're doing that
Let's
as well.
do that. So present and no interest to declare. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Hayward.
Present and no declarations. Thank you.
Councillor Hookway.
Present and agenda item 7. I'm a member of Exmouth Town Council.
Councillor Jackson.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Young.
Present and no interest.
Councillor Ledger.
Present and nothing to declare, Amanda, thank you.
Councillor Loudon.
Present and nothing to declare, thank you, Amanda.
Councillor Olive.
Present and nothing to declare, thank you.
And Councillor Rixon.
Present, no declarations.
Thank you. Back to you, Chair.
Thank you very much. I see we've got apologies from Councillor Sam Hawkins from Cabinet, as well as Councillors Aurora and Brian Bailey, and Assistant Portfolio Holder Councillor Bethany Collins. We've already done declarations of interest, so we'll go to public speaking, and we've got one public speaker today, Councillor Ian Barlow. Ian, please.
Thank you, Chair. First of all, I declare I am a member of Sidmouth Town Council, and obviously Sidmouth Town Council does sponsor the Jazz Festival, which I'm about to ask you questions about. So question 1, can the portfolio holder for tourism explain why the council is not supporting the Sidmouth Jazz Festival and whether this is based on officer advice, and if so, what was that advice? And second, what would the Jazz Festival need to do to be supported by the council? And third, how much time, resources has been spent in responding to my concerns on this issue, please?
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to thank Councillor Barlow for his questions. We will be providing a written response. I need to speak to officers, one of whom is on holiday, I believe. So in due course, we will write and reply. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Barlow. Thank you, Councillor Hookway. We now go on to agenda item 5, matters of urgency. There are none. Agenda item 6, confidential or exempt items. There are 2 items to be dealt with in this way. Agenda items 9 and 13. Agenda item 7, the minutes of the placemaking in Exmouth Town and Seafront Group held on the 18th of March 2025, pages 8 to 10. Excuse me. Do members wish to make any particular recommendations on this item, or can we agree to move this forward without specific recommendations? All those in favour, please, of accepting those. Thank you very much. Agenda item 8, minutes of overview committee 27th of March 2025, pages 11 to 14, same question applies. No, all those in favour of accepting those, thank you very much. Agenda item 9, we are taking into part B. So we go to agenda item 10, the economic development strategy, year 2 priorities, pages 19 to 34, and a report from Tom Winters, our economic development manager. Tom, please.
Hello, thank you, Chair. So the Economic Development Strategy was endorsed by Cabinet on the 10th of July of last year, and within that strategy we made a commitment for an annual report to be published, providing a RAG rating, so red, amber, green rating on each of our policies, and also to amend, remove or replace any of those priorities as situations change. And also to set out a list of sort of specific actions as well based on those particular priorities, which are outlined in the various appendices. So the first appendix, Appendix 1, shows a progress tracker from July of last year to January of this year, so the initial sort of 6-month period. And I will, if I may, just quickly go through the 5 priorities there, which have got a RAG rating, as I know that may be of members' interest. So one of them is the Future Flight Initiative, which was rated as a red, essentially, because there'd been a significant underspend by Somerset Council to deliver that. Only about £30,000 was spent of a 230k budget. But government has subsequently confirmed that Somerset Council can carry over that funding, and they're now looking at new ways to spend that, to utilise that, and hopefully there'll be additional opportunities for Exeter Airport to benefit from that and future flight initiatives there. In regards to the second of the 5 is retrofitting grants to households in poverty. So this was originally a UK SPF Shared Prosperity Fund project. We've now had to sort of source funding for that internally because it took a significant amount of time to try and sort of gear that up and get that ready. So we're now looking at an external provider, which has been identified, and we're sort of working through a grant funding agreement to facilitate that. Third are bids for high streets. So I perhaps rank this a little bit unfairly because there's essentially sort of no funds at the moment for us to bid into, so that one's a red. But what we are doing in the background is pulling together expertise from officers that work on town centre work so that we can prepare ourselves for those future funds when they become available. Fourth is innovative projects to provide housing for young professionals. So that, again, will be dealt with by the town centre officer group that I mentioned, but will be dependent on site-specific opportunities coming forward. And lastly, there was a priority to facilitate and promote voluntary and mentoring opportunities. So we will be integrating that with a new startup support offer, which will be as one of the new priorities that's outlined in the report, so that those who have got experience in managing businesses, setting up businesses, we can link those with those who want to start new businesses, so they can factor in all that learning and experience. So we've tweaked a few of the priorities. As I mentioned, there's a few new ones in there as well. But overall, I think because neither all of our priorities are red nor all of them green, which I think shows that we've struck a relatively good balance between being aspirational, but at the same time being practical in what we can do within the first year. So most of the priorities will continue until within this financial year, so year 2. There are 3 main areas in regards to new activity. First is to look at a Gate to Plate food and drink event for Cranbrook. That will be in summer of next year. That will be able to accommodate, hopefully, the new sort of development with Cranbox going forward there. And my understanding is that this will be the first food and drink festival for Cranbrook, so that's really exciting. And we're working with the Town Council and a potential provider on that. Secondly, a new priority is in regards to business support. So I've mentioned to members before that there's going to be a sort of cut-off in farm support in this financial year. So as we couldn't accommodate that through UK SPF, we've got a small internal budget to cover that off. There's the mentoring that I mentioned, and we're also looking to bring forward incentives for businesses to look at employee ownership. And lastly, there's business engagement. So members will recall that there was an event in the Chamber last year, I think it was last year, looking at basically briefing those in the voluntary sector. So we're looking at whether we can do something similar for businesses to come into the council to hear from those who are working directly, engaging with businesses, to update them on the strategy, LGR and other things as well. So if members are happy with the recommendations, those will essentially be baked into PERS, personal objectives for officers in the coming per year. And we'll, of course, keep our portfolio holder, Councillor Hayward, updated monthly, and then we'll be back next year to provide a further update. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom, very much indeed for that. Councillor Barlow, please.
Thank you, Chair. I noticed in the thing that it says that EDS emphasises the importance of being agile and responsive to new opportunities as they arise, particularly improving the cultural and leisure offer of our younger residents. And I just wonder, again, on my questions about the Jazz Festival, whether you were aware of that and whether you feel that that is a good thing to invest in if someone is investing £350,000 into our economy.
So I think you're inviting an opinion on jazz from Tom there, Ian, probably. It's a good try. but let's
Chair,
note that
I'm
question.
sorry, thank you very much, but I was actually questioning, we do these strategies, we spend a lot of money doing out these strategies and out our,
But what's
what we're gonna
what's
do.
the specific question for Tom?
Well, the specific question is, do we actually do this or are we just writing it? And if this is the case that's been put forward, you know, I'm just giving an example. I only live in one town, obviously, and it's an example where we're looking for investment. And I just wonder if it ticks the boxes, how do you get investment? I mean, what is the criteria then for doing that sort of thing? How
Okay,
would
so
you-
it's a question about criteria for investment, not about Sidmouth Jazz Festival, if that's easy to take, Tim. Thank you. Tom?
Yes, so in regards to it's a criteria for investment. So one of the things we've been looking at doing is essentially sort of pump priming events and things of that nature rather than sort of continuous sort of funding of them. There is a £30,000 cultural programme that is a part of the UK Shared Prosperity Fund. And that, although that was funding for the last 3 years, we only found out sort of late last year that we were going to be getting additional funding. Same with the Rural England Prosperity Fund as well. We only had about a week to respond to that opportunity to unlock about £250,000. So we do have to act in an agile manner. And these strategies, particularly this strategy, but the cultural strategy and tourism strategy as well, directly feed in to the programmes which we fund through those mechanisms. So I hope there's visible to members that clear link between strategy and then activity.
Thanks, Tom. So looking for any other, there is nobody else from outside. There's Roy. Hello, Roy. No questions? No, okay. Cabinet then, Councillor Hayward, I think, please.
Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you, Tom, and the team for putting this together. And again, you know, I've seen sight of this through my portfolio role. It's good that it comes before council and before cabinet and ultimately before council, so that you can see what we're doing, how we're doing. But you'll see from this report, and Tom's hit the nail on the head, we're trying to do an awful lot with very little. You know, the funds we have get eked out, they get chopped up so that we get maximum spread of and trying to get maximum yield. But obviously it'd be great if, you know, these numbers were times 10, because we could do 10 times the benefit and the good. So I'm heartened by the fact that we sit down, we have panels, we talk about this, and we try and get it to the best place for the best result for East Devon. So on that, Chair, I'm happy to propose the recommendations, that we note the progress made, number one, and that we endorse the proposed amendments to the priorities for the second year of the strategy. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hayward. Anybody else like to second that, perhaps? Councillor Rickson, thank you very much. Anybody else like to speak on this? No, thank you very much. Let's go to the vote. All those in favour, please. Yes, and that's unanimous. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. We, I think, now go to Councillor Hayward, don't we? No, we don't. We go to the agenda item 11, the forward plan. Now, the forward plan is something that I'm guessing I'm going to present myself. So I hereby and hereon to present the forward plan. Anybody like to say anything about it at all? Councillor Barlow?
Thank you, Chair. I noticed in the forward plan, it said in April, which I presume is this meeting, the public toilets review, the stewardship strategy and the enterprise zone were coming forward. Is there any reason why they're not on today's agenda?
I don't know the answer to that. We don't have, I think, the relevant officers we need Joe and people like that on that, wouldn't we? Possibly, unless Andy can help. Thank you.
Chair, given Andy's difficulties there, can I just try and interject? I can't answer the questions directly. However, what I would say to Councillor Barlow is that the forward plan is something clearly that we helps us focus as we move forward, and dates and issues that are in here sometimes ebb and flow. So I wouldn't necessarily take anything negative from the fact that a date is here against something, Councillor Barlow, but it's not on today's agenda.
Perhaps we should change the dates then.
Quite often we do.
This. Yes.
Sorry, Chair. I can answer two of the questions. Sorry, Richard.
Richard, could you maybe sit next to Andy for a second? Is that possible? Just to get the same frame.
I could
Take that back.
That's okay. So, well, for the three of you watching on YouTube, this is like the moment in The Wizard of Oz where the curtain is torn back. Oh, Andy.
Thank you. Sorry, Chair. Sorry, Councillor Jeffries as well.
Officer 8, as we...
So the dates do need amending for two. One, the enterprise zone is reliant on the tomorrow's events, the reconstitution of the enterprise zone board and the sign off the implementation plan. And secondly, the stewardship strategy is a work in progress. It needs some further work, and hopefully we'll come back to the June cabinet. So that is an important piece of work.
Councillor Hayward.
Public toilets review, sorry.
Thank you, Andy, for that. Perhaps because we are simply just noting this, if members of Cabinet are so happy, within that it can be delegated to myself and the leader to just liaise with the relevant officers and get this adapted before it's published. It's being published. Okay, well, perhaps if that could be delayed until we can just firm up those dates, because as has been pointed out, that the dates are in here. It says 3rd of April. It's not on the agenda, so we just need to get those dates tweaked. Is that okay? Thank you.
But thank you, genuinely, Councillor Barlow. The forward plans are a better document than they used to be, but you're quite right. We do need to watch the dates and be accountable for the dates as well. So thank you. Councillor Leisure, please.
There's just one other typo in it, Chair. Under Clapham Lawns employment site, it says that that's documents to be considered before Cabinet takes decision. Colliford Road and Fossway viability assessment. I don't think the two projects are linked, so that shouldn't be there.
Could you just email Amanda with what you just said, please? Thank you very much. Anybody else? No? Okay, are we happy to go ahead then and note that forward plan? I'll propose it from the chair, so all those in favour, please. Thank you very much. So now I need to pass to the Vice Chair to take us into Part B for items 9 and 11, and we will take 11 first, just to let you know when we get there.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to move that under section 100A(4) of the Local Government Act 1972, the public, including the press, be excluded from this meeting as exempt information of the description set out on the agenda is likely to be disclosed. And on balance, the public interest is in discussing these items in private session, otherwise known as Part B. May I have a seconder, please? Councillor Loudon, thank you. May I ask for a vote, please? All in favour? I think that's